This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark News.
And good morning, and thanks for joining us today on Columbus Concerns. We're going to talk about a couple of COVID-19 epidemic issues. We're going to start off with the primary election, which was, of course, postponed last month. The General Assembly set a new primary election date of April 28th, and it's absentee voting only. Today we're going to talk to Aaron Sellers from the Franklin County Board of Elections on how you can request an absentee ballot and send it in before the April 28th election date. Well, we've got an election coming up again. What are the deadlines now for people to request a mail-in ballot and then to get it back to the Board of Elections?
Well, yes, we did the rescheduled March 17th primary. Obviously, the legislature did its job in rescheduling and picked April 28th as the election day. Obviously, this is going to be a little different than other elections that we've had in the past because it's going to be an all-mail-in ballot. So what your listeners need to do is they need to request an absentee ballot request from us to submit that so that we can verify it. And what I like to explain to people who have never done this before, because a lot of the people that are calling us now are people that go to the polling location on Election Day, so they may never have done this before. And what I try to explain to them is that this process of filling out an absentee ballot request is very similar to going to your polling location on Election Day and providing your driver's license or your utility bill to prove who you are. And so by filling out that application, you're providing us, you're telling us what primary you want to participate in. You'll give your birth date. You'll give either your last four digits of your Social Security number or your driver's license number, and you'll sign and date it. And once that's to us, then we will verify it in our system, and once it's verified, we will mail you out a ballot. As far as the dates, the 25th is the last day that we will accept applications because obviously the election day is the 28th. So we need to have the application requested by the 25th of April. So once you receive your ballot, you will have until April 28th to deliver. There's two options. One, you can either bring it to us here at the board, which we're at 1700 Morse Road. We have bins, secure bins that are open 24 hours a day that you can deposit your voted ballot. But it needs to be to us by 7:30 p.m. on April 28th. If you want to mail your ballot, as long as it's postmarked by April 27th, you can mail it to us, and we will have 10 days after the election to be able to receive those and add those to the official certified results.
We're talking with Aaron Sellers from the Franklin County Board of Elections. And Aaron, talk about all the different ways that people can get the ballot application.
Yeah, there's multiple ways that you can do that, Mark. One of the ways that is probably the easiest for people that have access to a computer and a printer is they can go on the Secretary of State's website, which is voteohio.gov, to request an absentee ballot, to print it off. Obviously, that cuts down on mailing if we had to mail it to a voter. Another site that they can go to is our site, which is vote.franklincountyohio.gov. So those two sites that they can go to. We did partner up with our local Krogers in Franklin County. There are 37 Kroger locations throughout the county. If you are going there to shop, to purchase things, you can go over to their customer service center, and they will have they have applications that you can take. You'll fill them out and certainly mail them back to us. You could deliver those completed forms to us here at the board. We are here from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We do have, if you do bring it in, you can deposit that in one of our voting boxes that if we say if it was a weekend or something to that extent, you could certainly deposit those. And one of the other things that you can do is you could call us. Our number here at the board is 614-525-3100. But I just will say I just would urge patience to people calling because the Secretary of State it was mandated by the legislature to send postcards to registered voters in Ohio, and that was over 8 million. Out of that 8 million, 851,000 of those are from here in Franklin County. So obviously there's going to be an uptick in calls. We've ramped up. We've brought staff back in, our phone capacity. But it's if you're on hold, we urge patience. And if I might add, there is another option that the legislature and the Secretary of State has said that if you don't need a physical form that we would send out either from the Secretary of State or the Board of Elections, you can put something on paper and there's about 7 things that you need to have on there, but you could do it on your own piece of paper. I'm going to be sending out a press release a little bit later today with all the things that you would need to put on it so that to expedite it, because obviously time is of the essence.
Aaron Sellers from the Franklin County Board of Elections is with us today. And Aaron, the forms that are coming back, I know that some people around the state have said that they're having to take a second look at them because people aren't either filling them out properly or aren't putting all the information on them. So it's really important, I guess, to just make sure you get all the information on there the first time.
It is, and obviously, like as I said earlier, people that are doing this are typically voters who go to the polls and maybe they've not voted by mail before. But what we're doing is nothing different than what we do for a regular cycle, in a sense, for absentee voting, no-fault voting. They're the same questions. When you receive your form, there are basically 4 things that you need to confirm. 1, what primary, because this is a primary that you want to participate in. You need to provide your birth date. You need to provide either your last 4 digits of your Social Security number or your driver's license number, and then you need to sign and date it. Those are the 4 things that you need to. Obviously, if that comes back to us and one of those 4 things is not done, obviously we reach back out to you to remedy that. And those things will happen, but it slows the process down. To give you a few numbers. We've mailed out, we had over 40,000 plus people vote either prior to Election Day or the original Election Day of the 17th by either coming here in person in the 28-day early voting cycle or return a ballot. As of yesterday, we have mailed out 42,000 plus ballots since the rescheduling of this primary. So it's a busy time, and but we're confident that people will be able to be able to vote, and we encourage anybody who has not voted to get an absentee ballot request in the ways that I've discussed and participate in the process.
As you mentioned, it's pretty busy time for you guys. I imagine as we were looking at the primary on the 17th, everyone thought that turnout was going to be pretty high. It's a very high-interest type election. So do you think the turnout is going to be greatly diminished because of this, or do you think a lot of people are going to get those absentee ballots and vote?
Well, that's a good question. And obviously, as elections officials, as we were preparing for this, now rescheduled March 17th primary, certainly those are things that we were thinking about as well. Obviously, presidential elections are the biggest turnout of any elections that we administer. So we were prepared for a big turnout. Obviously with things that are going on in the world with the COVID-19 pandemic, obviously that has changed things. But I will tell you that in the lead up to the 17th of March, we were certainly ahead as far as numbers of people that had participated than in 2016's primary presidential cycle. So time will tell. Obviously, we've got a couple of weeks to figure it out, but as far as being able to pinpoint a number of what we think turnout, we're in uncharted territory, and I would be remiss to try to even consider putting a number on what I think turnout would be.
Well, I know that the Franklin County Board of Elections and everyone else is working under the restrictions that they have set by the General Assembly when they reset the election. So once again, tell us, what are the website addresses where people can get more information and where people can get those absentee ballot requests?
Yeah, you can go to the Secretary of State's website, which is voteohio.gov, to download and fill out a form. You can go to our website, which is vote.franklincountyohio.gov. You can go to any local Kroger location in Franklin County while supplies last and pick up applications that are in the customer service centers of all 37 Krogers throughout the county. You can come to us at the Board of Elections. We've set up a self-serve vestibule in the front of, in between the front door and the entrance to our office that we have applications. We have voter registration information. You can fill that out and deposit it in one of our secure locations. You can also bring ballots in that have been voted and deposit here. Those are open 24 hours a day. And you could call, if you don't have a computer or a printer, you can call us at 614-525-3100. If you are calling, obviously, as I said, it is a busy time. Please just be patient. And as I said, one of the other options, instead of physically having a form, you can provide something on a blank piece of paper. Basically, I can roll through these things. Obviously, at time, I don't know if you'd be able to do the whole thing, but it's a statement declaring that a statement declaring that the voter, I'm a qualified elector, and I'm requesting an absentee ballot for the March 17th primary election. Mm-hmm. The first name and last name, their full address where the voter is registered, their date of birth, their driver's license number or their last four digits of their SOCH, the type of ballot requested, whether they want to vote in the Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, or issues-only ballot, and the voter's signature and date. Mm-hmm. If you put those on a blank piece of paper and get them to us, either by mail or you can deliver them, that would suffice for the ballots, absentee ballot requests that we are mailing out.
Well, Aaron, thank you very much. A lot of good information there, and thank not only you, but all the folks there who are working through this to make sure we have a fair and free election. Thank you.
Thank you, and I just, like I said, encourage all the listeners to participate. There's really no reason to not participate.
Well, that's Aaron Sellers with the Franklin County Board of Elections on the upcoming April 28th date to vote in Ohio. We're also going to talk this morning with Kim Hall. She is the Director of Job and Family Services in Ohio, and if there's been one complaint during the COVID-19 outbreak, it's that people are having trouble getting their unemployment benefits. She's going to address that and other issues this morning on Columbus Concerns.
The Department of Job and Family Services operates 8 statewide programs that impact the lives of millions of Ohioans every day. Our agency has always focused on providing opportunities and support for people in need, and now the 2,100 employees that make up the ODJFS team are diligently working to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. As our challenges have multiplied, so have our efforts in key areas. In partnership with local agencies and other state offices, ODJFS is working to meet the needs of workers who have experienced sudden unemployment, businesses who are looking to hire, trying to avoid layoffs and planning for the future, parents who need continued support with childcare, and families who need help putting food on the table. I will provide a few updates on each of these areas during my time with you today. Please know that our top agency priority right now is our unemployment program. Since March 15th, hundreds of thousands of Ohioans have filed for unemployment. I want to say to every Ohioan that is unemployed, I know that you are experiencing tremendous pressure and anxiety about your situation. Adding to your difficulty is the fact that our system is overwhelmed by the unprecedented influx of claims, and it is moving much slower than it would under normal circumstances. You are the people I am thinking about every day as we work to meet your needs. I want everyone impacted to know that I understand, and my entire team understands, that you are proud, hardworking people who have done everything you can to be productive members of this economy and support your families. All eligible Ohioans will receive their unemployment benefits, and any delays in processing claims will not reduce the amount received. We have so far paid over $124 million to 195,000 Ohioans as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are hiring more people, working longer hours, and adding more technological capacity so that we can serve you as quickly as possible. We have extended our call center to a 7-day-a-week operation, and by the end of this week, we will have close to 1,000 staff taking calls. Our planning is underway and moving rapidly to build the new system for self-employed claimants and other groups that the federal government has granted expanded eligibility. I am deeply grateful for the unwavering support of the governor, the lieutenant governor, and my cabinet colleagues as we aggressively pursue these solutions. For those Ohioans whose jobs have been impacted by this crisis, we understand that you have earned these benefits, and our team will not rest until you receive them. We know how hard businesses have been hit by COVID-19. The governor and lieutenant governor have addressed this issue every day. We have partnered with the governor's Office of Workforce Transformation in the launch of a job search website, coronavirus.ohio.gov/job search, and it has postings for essential jobs that employers have open right now. There are also many Ohio businesses seeking alternatives to laying off employees. For those businesses, we've posted layoff aversion information on coronavirus.ohio.gov that outline programs like Shared Work Ohio that provide options for employers to explore prior to laying off their employees. ODJFS and local workforce areas are still providing employment services. Half of the state's Ohio Means Job Centers have remained open, and the others are providing assistance virtually to help job seekers with their unemployment needs. Additionally, the OhioMeansJobs.com website is still a great online resource to meet the needs of those who are looking to get hired at essential businesses or are taking this time to brush up on their skills. We know that childcare is a critical need in order for parents to work, and ODJFS is managing the pandemic childcare program for essential workers that the governor announced in March. More than 2,200 programs have been approved to operate since March 17th, and so far, we have nearly 22,000 children enrolled. These programs are all required to meet basic health and safety standards while also limiting capacity to no more than 6 children in a space as we stay mindful of our social distancing guidelines. Nutrition assistance is another key ODJFS program that is critical at this time. As the governor shared yesterday, JFS will provide additional support to Ohioans enrolled in the SNAP program during the pandemic. Beginning this week, those who did not already receive the maximum monthly allotment for their household size in March will be issued an additional payment. Also, Ohio obtained federal approval to waive administrative verifications that are normally required at food banks, and this streamlines the process and limits person-to-person contact.
And that's Kim Hall, the Director of Job and Family Services here in Ohio. Thanks very much for listening this morning to Columbus Concerns. I'm Mark Neuse. See you again next week.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of threatening calls from telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. These calls are not from us. Hang up and report the call at oig.ssa.gov.